Asbestos, a mineral fiber once commonly used as insulation, has been identified as the cause of lung cancer. But just how deadly asbestos is has been learned only recently, as ABC's Bob Young reports.
More than 20 years ago, almost 1,000 men worked in this plant producing asbestos insulation, unaware that they were carriers of sometimes lethal doses of asbestos dust to relatives at home.
Hello. Keep blowing, don't stop, keep blowing, don't stop, keep.
For a year now, a medical research team has been testing the wives and children of those workers for evidence of lung damage from asbestos. Now, their findings are in.
Of the first 210 we've examined so far, almost 40% have abnormal x-rays, the kind of x-rays that we know are the result of inhaling asbestos.
Some of these relatives are known by the doctors to be seriously ill. Many of them were teenage children when their fathers worked at the plant. Many recall how casually their relatives had brought asbestos into the home. When he came home from work, did he change his clothing at the factory before he came home?
No, he wore his clothes home. His shoes and his mask and his clothes.
Was there a lot of asbestos dust coming in for that reason?
Well, it was white powder.
You could see it around the house?
Asbestos. Oh, I didn't see it around the house too much. I washed his clothes.
The factory closed down in 1954, but researchers are still finding asbestos in the dust of homes within half a mile of the plant. As a young girl, Ida Yodis was raised in one of them. Her father worked the late shift for just a year. He died 10 years ago from lung cancer. Last June, at the age of 43, Ida died of a rare asbestos-related lung cancer, leaving behind her husband and small children.
She may have just walked up to her father and say, "Hello, hi, Dad," like most children do. And here was these fibers, as they would call them, clinging to his clothes from his job. And then you breathe this stuff in. And again, I repeat, who knew that 20 years or 30 years later, this would be something would be taking your life.
We don't see cancer either in the worker or the family in less than about 20, 25, or 30 years from the time the breathing in of the fiber begins to occur. Nature, in other words, has been playing its cards very close to its vest. It's trapped us.
Scientists used to believe that there was some degree of exposure that the body could take without developing cancer or other lung abnormalities. Well, they're not so sure about that any longer. In fact, in the light of current research, many scientists are now convinced that there is no safe amount of asbestos that the body can absorb. Bob Young, ABC News, Paterson, New Jersey.